It's Week 10 of the NFL, and we've got Joshua Palmer. He should be one of his quarterback's best friends this week. It's the Chargers and the Titans, next on Madden NFL 25.
From the second largest city in the U.S., Los Angeles, California, we've got football as EA Sports coverage of the NFL is on the air. Hi, everybody. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, we take a look at this Charger club entering play here. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Titans, and this is what every one of these guys waits for each and every week. Starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And running with power here. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So here's the Charger offense making their way out. They'll be led out by a 5th-round pick in the 2019 draft out of North Dakota State. It's Easton Stick.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the 1 interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets, and bottom line, how do they get a win?
22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open, just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Well, now hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. More from L.A. in a moment. From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 3. Here's Stick looking to throw. And that's going to be incomplete.
Anytime a ball is thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Chargers 1st down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
The Chargers 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Up the middle, here's Edwards. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down. Here's a 2nd and 8.
It's 2nd and 8. At the Titans 34-yard
now Stick. And that'll be incomplete. You talk about this Titan defense. They find themselves just a couple of spots outside of the top 10 defending the pass, number 12 in the league.
So I'm prepping for this game. I kept asking myself the question, what's keeping this group from being top 10 in the league against the pass?
And
too many mistakes, especially little mistakes. And those add up into big mistakes. Big mistakes add up into points against you.
And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. More from L.A. in a moment. Stick looks to throw. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. It's Jeffrey Simmons that time who got in to record the sack. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
Up the middle, it's Edwards. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long.
Brings up 3rd down.
Stick back to pass. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's 4th down.
Well, he was looking at a dime formation, 6 defensive backs on the field, so he's looking for anyone to throw the football to, but he didn't have anyone open, so he took off and ran for it, but he came up just short, and that brings up 4th down.
Even though they didn't find the end zone, they have to be pretty pleased with how they moved the ball on the ground because we know that that was one of their big goals in this game.
And that really goes through the entire offense because when you're running the ball effectively, just about everyone's involved. It's not just the guy carrying the football. It's everyone blocking for him, both inside and on the perimeter.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So here are the Titans ready to go on offense for the first time, and it's Will Levis, the 25-year-old at quarterback, in his second season out of Kentucky.
And the numbers were not pretty. I mean, they don't look right. When you throw 2 interceptions, no touchdown passes, there's no way to really make that work. But I thought there were a lot of positives in watching his game tape. I think he's close to putting on a good performance. Let's see if he can flip those numbers around in this game. And, of course, rally his team to a win. Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
Out of the gun to give to Spears. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd down, here's Spears. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line.
Holding offense.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? Levis to throw it. That one's taken in by Spears. And he will have a Titans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got him the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. First carry of the game for Hassan Haskins. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. When you talk about the defense for these Chargers, they've been very good this year against the pass, currently holding on to a top 10 ranking at number 10.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
Not able to get a single yard there, and it'll bring up 3rd down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Levis back to throw. They'll set up the screen for Spears. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Call it a pickup of 3, and also now likely a punt on their opening drive. On 4th down, Ryan Stonehouse on to punt. Back deep for L.A. is Darius Davis. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. The drive starts with a carry by Edwards. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 19-yard line.
Again, it's Edwards. They're going to drop him behind the line yet again, and things going from bad to worse. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Short throw to Dissly. And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be 4th down. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return, and it'll be Titan football. The Titans coming back onto the field for their second drive. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
Able to corral him right at the midfield stripe following that sparkling display of footwork we saw.
They need 2. Here's 3rd down.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Titans 1st down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2.
We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield. Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. And incomplete.
I know tight ends love this route because a lot of times they'll fake a block first and get a little bit of space and then come across the middle because in their mind, they're thinking catch the ball and then drop the hammer on the little guys in the secondary.
Unable to drop the hammer, he just dropped the pass.
And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the 1st on the 35-yard stripe. The time is called. Looks like a member of the Titans in some discomfort out there.
Here's Nick Folk now on for the field goal. It'll be spotted on the right hash. A 52-yard attempt.
Folk's kick is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
A shotgun throw for Stick.
Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward, incomplete pass.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
But give them credit for a good read right there because they read the man coverage on the right side and sent the tight end a few steps down the field and then angled him to the left on a crossing route. And he was able to get enough separation on this play to turn it into a nice gain.
So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 right at the 40.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
So they got him coming up from his linebacker spot.
And sometimes the position designation really doesn't matter. If you creep up to the line of scrimmage, you just have to look for the football. Make sure it moves before you do.
They will come up on a 1st and 5 following the encroachment penalty. Back to throw here. And he fires one incomplete.
The Chargers at 2-6 now on the year. And they come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
And the Chargers, first down. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Off play action, it's Stick. Got an open man, it's Josh Palmer. The time is called. Looks like a member of the Titans in some discomfort out there. More from L.A. in a moment. From the 23, here's a 2nd and 4. And they run with Edwards off the option.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. On the move to his left. And he will have the 1st down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
On the handoff, Edwards. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a 10-yard gain there to set him up 1st and goal.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
That false start knocks him back behind the 10 now as they'll try again, 1st and goal. The tight end in motion right. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And this one into the hands of DJ Shark. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
2nd and goal at the 2-yard line.
Edwards will score. Touchdown, Chargers.
They go I formation. Fullback leads the way for the touchdown. Sort of a lost art, isn't it?
It really is, but sometimes when you're able to bring it back and use it against other teams, they're not prepared for it. They haven't seen it in a while, and now you gain an advantage, and we just saw that advantage result in a touchdown.
For the extra point, Cameron Dicker.
And it is up. And it's good. That'll make our score 10-3 now. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
And the Titans getting set to go. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
10-3 our score after 1 here on EA Sports. Second quarter now, Titans in possession of the football. Now 2nd and 5 as they've got it as we resume action. And here's a give to Spears.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Holding offense.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
Hand off to Spears.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up. Levis looking to throw.
And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes.
Joey Bosa, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes,
and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if I'm going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now.
As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over.
Gus Edwards heading back onto the field.
He's hoping to get it going. They're hoping to get him going, too. You know, he's about ready to pop one here in the second quarter. He's hoping.
And his offensive line teammates, they want to get one of those too because they want to continue to run the football. Most offensive linemen like that part of the game better than pass protection because they're not taking blows, they're actually dealing them out. So what they want to do is show the coaches, hey, if we pop one, we're having success. That way they won't go away from the running game.
He'll be hoping to pop one, break one here this go-around. He'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down.
And this is a quarterback who's already had success on the ground in this first half, but this time they're able to hem him in.
And it's always different when you rush a mobile quarterback as opposed to a guy you know will be right back in the pocket. In this case, you got to make sure the inside pressure and the outside pressure match, and maybe even a second wave to make sure if he squirts free, you've got someone to tackle him.
Stick from the gun. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Jeffrey Simmons. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. Here's J.K. Scott set to do the punting honors. That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Now Levis.
And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Joey Bosa. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
Well, they got the lead, but it's certainly not a big one. And how do you keep control of that lead? Certainly not by that last play there. They gave up a big sack on the first play of this drive. Now it's double the distance to the 1st down marker.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24.
Levis.
They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll be brought down right around the 37.
I wonder what was going through his mind when he got the play call. He just got sacked on the previous play. He knows they're coming after him again. A little bit of guts to stand in there, take the hit, and successfully complete the screen pass. Really well done.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
Holding offense.
So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Chargers will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. They'll run with Edwards here to begin the drive. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down.
So from the 22, here's 2nd and 2.
2nd and 2 at the 22-yard line.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
Defense.
And he got a little aggressive too early.
And he did, wanting that quick takeoff as the ball was snapped. But I think sometimes those big guys on offense, they're pretty cagey too, right? They make those little sudden moves or those little subtle moves that get you to jump.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10.
That would almost intercepted, but it's incomplete. Not a good throw there, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
A gain of 9 brings up 3rd and 1.
They'll try and run for the first with Edwards. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. They have the 1st down with that gain of 4 yards.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
They'll go back to Edwards on 1st down.
And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43.
Offense.
An unfortunate time for the penalty there. That cancels out a positive play from this offense.
Well, not to sound too trite or too accepting, but you and I both know it happens. You got to accept it and move on. Yardage, you got to get back. Focus on the next play. Move on.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. More from L.A. in a moment.
So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. Steps away to his left. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
No shortage of impressive moments from him thus far. Now he's halfway to the century mark, and we're still in the first half. There's been no answer for his running ability so far by the defense. I can't wait to see what adjustments they'll have to make during the halftime break.
They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
They'll run up the gut with Dobbins.
It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Looking to throw. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
I know that halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end.
A give up the middle to Dobbins.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line.
Holding. Offense.
So they cite the right guard this time with a holding penalty.
And so many different assignments you can have at that position, and sometimes you might just be a step too late and have to grab and hold on.
An option handoff here to Dobbins.
And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call.
Holding. Offense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. They'll look to throw. Short throw to Disley. Stops short of the 25. The second effort couldn't free him. It'll go as a gain of 4. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. He'll look to throw. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
And his kick is good. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3.
So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Titans set and ready to go on offense.
They're in a 13-3 hole here now as they come up on 1st down.
Back to throw, it's Levis.
And his throw here's incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those 2 elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
The Titans on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Here's Levis.
Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down.
And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. More from L.A. in a moment. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. So here are the Chargers to take over. They lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He'll get this over the middle here to Palmer. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it's 2nd down.
The gain of 7 brings up 2nd and 3 at the 31-yard line.
Here's Stick looking to throw. That one complete to McConkey. No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. Stick looks to throw. Oh, they would have gotten the conversion if he could hold on. Instead, the drop means it'll be 4th down.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and that will come the offense as they take over. The Titans getting set and ready to go here for their next drive. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Deion Henley.
And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
L.A. readies for its next possession. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10. Stick back to pass.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble.
And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. We hear them discuss red zone efficiency a lot, CD, and they almost gave that one up in the red zone. Luckily, they'll have another shot.
And you and I both know that every offensive coordinator, play caller in the league, they take particular delight in their red zone calls because those are the payoff ones. But you can't call a play if your team doesn't have the ball. Got to secure it.
2nd and goal from inside the 5. Now Stick. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Will Dissly, his 1st touchdown on the year. And the Chargers are able to stretch out their lead. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Extra point up and good by Dicker.
And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Trying to shake off the interception, he'll look to throw. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Levis to throw it.
Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here. Levis back to throw. And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
The Chargers offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And this defense has got to be searching for answers right now. It's been his ability to make plays on the ground here in this first half that's really giving him fits. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Looking middle, and that's complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. More from L.A. in a moment. 2nd down and a yard. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 1.
They'll drop to throw. And incomplete here to bring up 4th down as the rookie couldn't haul it in.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. On the return, Jackson. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Levis sets up to throw here. This is caught. It's Boyd. And he's brought down. 1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd and short. Working from the gun. Here's Levis. The throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete. And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. More from L.A. in a moment. They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Again, he'll drop to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. Now Tennessee going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Levis from the gun. And that is caught. Hits Ridley. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. The one final shot before the half. Here's Levis. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
Folks' kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute, but first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10. We'll get started out at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Patrick Mahomes, excellent in the victory as his guys up their record to 7-2 now on the year. From there, it's off to Chicago. Check on the Bears at home at Soldier Field. And they were winners as they defeat the visiting New England Patriots. Caleb Williams, excellent in the victory as his guys up their record to 7-2 now on the year. Finally, let's get you to Baltimore. Check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, a touchdown run in the victory.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Titans going to get the ball to start the second half, and they trail here as we get back to it on EA Sports. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. The time is called. Looks like a member of the Titans in some discomfort out there. More from L.A. in a moment. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And they're on the short end of the scoreboard here. Charles, what adjustments, if any, do you think they need to make for the second half?
Well, paraphrasing the gold medal hockey winning coach Herb Brooks, I just say you continue to play your game. Throw the ball. They had success doing it in the first half, so make sure you keep getting the ball to your playmakers, a little bit more to the perimeter perhaps, but above all, play your game.
Now Levis. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
A gain of 9, not enough, and it's 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long, because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
So a change of possession here on the punt. Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. Edwards now on 1st and 10. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down. 2nd down and 8.
It's 2nd and 8.
They run once more with Edwards. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22. 2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the second down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick, and they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, 3rd quarter, but that not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one, because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
The Titan offense now working their way back onto the field. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. On 1st and 10, it's Spears. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
Holding offense.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. And now a run with Spears. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Stuffing him behind the line there. That's Deion Henley. Really nice play. Levis. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him, because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
And that is incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
A shotgun throw for Stick.
Throw out wide is incomplete.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
On 3rd down, here's Edwards. And he's brought down, but not before picking up the first with a very effective stiff arm.
58 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They're going to look to throw. Setting up the screen here to Edwards. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. More from L.A. in a moment. From the 38 now, here's 2nd down and 2. A shotgun snap and a give to Dobbins.
And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
They'll try to run for it with Dobbins.
And he's got a 1st down as he's up to the 48.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Stick from the gun. Buying time to his left. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets them a 1st down.
And this is a rarity in the NFL, a 100-yard game on the ground for a quarterback. Even as those passers get more athletic and mobile, we only see about 5 of these a season. It takes a special set of circumstances for it to happen, and of course, a special player.
So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
Here's a give to Dobbins.
Call it a gain of 4. Leaves them with options here on 2nd and just a yard.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
On 3rd down, here's Dobbins.
Unable to corral him. He fights through. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
Dobbins will take this into the end zone for a Charger touchdown. Just power football there down near the goal line.
Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible, but all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Extra point try now from Dicker. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. A 10-play drive that time. And it's finished off by a touchdown run from J.K. Dobbins. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Titans offense now, they work their way back onto the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
They work now on 2nd and 9. Levis to throw off play action. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Here's Levis. That is caught. And he will have a Titans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
It's a gain of 17 yards. First down, Titans.
Looking for Ridley on the out route. He's got him.
Holding offense.
They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line. So still 14 yards to go, 2nd down. Now we've got movement up front. I think this is going to be on the Titans.
False start offense.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Back to throw, it's Levis. He'll get this one into the hands of Lewis.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. On 3rd down, here's Spears. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line.
A 4-yard pickup on the play. And the Titans.
And Boyd in motion right. Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle. He had to fight that time. Ran through 1 tackle, but ultimately he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage. A timeout here for an injured player, and definitely not what this defense wants to see. It's Khalil Mack who's in some discomfort. And Spears with another carry. And he'll be brought down at about the 42.
Holding offense.
Now after the holding call, here's 2nd and 20. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. And here's a give to Spears. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. More from L.A. in a moment. 9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. Levis out of the shotgun now. Oh, he had a man running free, but he overshot him, and it's incomplete.
Oh, and that's kind of how it's gone for him so far. That was a ball they need to get back in this game. A quick strike, a big play. But he led his guy too far, and it winds up over his head.
And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Chargers offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with ways to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those opportunities into big plays. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
They always say that real estate is about location. Well, guess what? When it's a slant route, the quick ones, timing. Got to be able to lead your man with the football.
And the timing off right there, threw it behind him. Pressure comes, and the Titans able to bring him down. And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. More from L.A. in a moment. How to approach this. 3rd down and 16 yards to go. Stick looks to throw. Being chased out left. And down he'll go at the 25. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could. But let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. It certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. Here's Jackson. It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return. Out come the Titans now. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with him punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Levis now off of play action. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
Maybe a little frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line hasn't done a great job of protecting him in this game, and there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside, probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know that they're getting to him.
And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
That was a good effort there, trying to do it on his own. But as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you. And if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might loft it over your head.
So better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Exactly right. What you're hoping is that your guys in the front 7 can get him down.
And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. And the L.A. offense ready for this next possession. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
3rd quarter now from SoFi Stadium. Here's a 2nd and 10. Now a handoff for Dobbins. And he'll work his way forward up to the 22. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. They'll see about converting this 3rd and 8. Now a carry for Dobbins. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 53 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9. Another run here with Dobbins. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
A 1-yard loss on the play. It's now 3rd and 10.
Now movement up front. I think they're going to get one of the Charger linemen.
Ball start, offense.
Well, maybe he was going to be involved in that play from his tight end spot, and he jumped.
Yeah, don't tell me that those guys don't like to block. That's what we say about them nowadays in the NFL. But I think he thought he was one of the key pieces in that play and wanted to get out and execute the assignment very fast.
Well, fourth quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return. Tennessee offense set to go again. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Throwing the out route, finding Boyd for the completion. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line.
A gain of 11 on the play. First down, Tennessee.
Levis looking to throw. Over the middle into the hands of Burks. And he's brought down. Same exact result as last play, a pickup of 11. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Levis to throw it. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Now a 2nd and 10. Levis back to throw. He completes it to Boyd. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 3rd and 2. Back to throw again. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And he's not going to get the first. I don't even think he made it back to the line of scrimmage. The Titans try it, but ultimately they fail on 4th down. And the Charger defense stands tall, and they get the football back. So he needed the short yardage, Charles. He elected to try to bounce it outside of the outer third, unsuccessful.
Sometimes those plays are stacked up by the defense and there's nowhere to go, so you have to bounce it outside. And some backs just get impatient. They want to go to where they think there's more open territory instead of going where the play was actually blocked. In any case, it didn't work here.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll go again with Dobbins. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. Here's 3rd and 10.
Brings up 3rd and 10.
Dobbins running out of the gun. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. They'll get 6 there on the run, but it brings up 4th down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Yeah, he was looking for the check-up bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. Levis sets up to throw here. Throwing the out route and complete. That's Boyd. Only able to gain a couple there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Out of bounds at the 22-yard line. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
Now we've got movement up front. I think this is going to be on the Titans.
False start. Offense.
And that false start penalty is certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. He'll drop to throw. This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down. Working from the gun, here's Levis. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Tui Pelotu got in and dropped him. That's number 4. Sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. Good open field tackling there. A 50-yard punt followed by just a 1-yard return. The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39. Here now, 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line.
At the 39-yard line.
A handoff running left is Dobbins. And the defense on him quickly there as they stop him at the 40 for a gain of just 2. 3rd and 8.
A 2-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 8.
They'll run up the gut with Dobbins. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for L.A. Here's Jackson to return. Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards. And it'll be Titan football. Tennessee offense set to go again. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. A gritty play there. Put his nose down and got his guys a first.
First down, Titans.
They'll drop to throw. A short throw taken in by Okonkwo. And he goes out right around the 39. 2nd and 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Back to throw here. And Lewis has it, the tight end. 2 yards on the pickup there. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3. They'll set up a throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Now Levis. It's complete. Burks. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. This is caught. It's Boyd. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers 23. Complete. This is Lewis. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Here comes 3rd down and 7. That's to Burks, and he's got it. Touchdown, Tennessee. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Titans are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. The 4th quarter touchdown there, back to a 2-score game, but time is not their ally.
No, it's not, partner. They still have a pulse, but it's probably a little weak right now. A lot of things have to go right in these final 2 minutes plus for them. I think they have to be thinking onside kick here, and we know how difficult those are to recover.
Folk connects on the extra point, and the lead will be cut down to 14. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And this will not work out. The Chargers able to recover. The risk reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play. And here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling. And whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. 74 yards on the ground here for Dobbins, and a first down coming up.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. A give up the middle to Dobbins. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Now Tennessee going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Now Stick. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And he will have a Charger first down, and that should be the one that gets him to the finish line. And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. Five points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down. Now the Titans will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. A shotgun snap and a give to Dobbins. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. J.K. Dobbins with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chargers look like they're about to put an end to their 2-game losing streak as they add on to their lead.
We see this a lot on 3rd and short yardage, especially down here in the red zone. They're going to sell out to stop the run, try and hold them to a field goal. But once the running back gets past the first wave, the resistance can evaporate after that. And he not only picks up the first, but he takes it all the way into the end zone.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Titans offense and quarterback Will Levis ready to go to work once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. And he will find Ridley on the left side. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Levis. Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Here's Levis. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he will have a Titans first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
And that one drops to the ground. Incomplete. Clock stops here just inside of 20 seconds. 19 left.
Here's 2nd and 10. They'll throw it again with Levis.
And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Back to throw, it's Levis.
He finds his man, complete. It's Phillips. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now,
as he's on to punt for Tennessee. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Victory formation time for the Chargers. They take a knee. So this one's over. It's in the win column for the L.A. Chargers. And this coaching staff, CD, I think you'd agree, pleased with this overall effort.
Oh, I think they're more than pleased, right? They've got to look at each other like, wow, we just pulled this one off in a big way. Great job of motivating. Even better job of game planning. They were facing a top 10 defense, so they had to make sure that everything was buttoned down, and they had it ready to go, and their guys executed.
Yeah, they were concerned not only about moving the ball through the air, but also on the ground, but both really started to come in sync. So for the Chargers, they inch closer to respectability now at 3-6 on the year. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.